go forever, I think. No, next week. It's a long trip. Okay. So really quick, y'all, what we're learning, angle 1 is an outside angle. See how you have a triangle and then this is the straight line? Does everybody see that? That means angle 1 is an exterior angle. Okay? So 1 is bigger than 2 and 3. All right? That's what we're using today. Now, let's go back to this picture that I was showing y'all. And it's talking about angle 3 and 2. But let's draw the triangle. Here's the triangle. Now, let's find the straight line that makes an exterior angle. Does that one have an exterior angle? No. Okay, so that straight line doesn't work. Does that one have an exterior angle? It does. Okay, 1 is the exterior angle. So 1 is greater than 3. Okay, but I'm trying to prove that 2 is bigger than 3. So what do I know about angles 1 and 2? They're equal because it's an isosceles triangle. So that means that 2 is bigger than 3. That's it.
How do you spell isosceles?
ISOSCELES. All right. So I know kind of a weird concept. Let me see. This next part says, why is 5 bigger than C? Let's see. I don't think I'm going to do that one.
So 1 is bigger than 3. And 2 is bigger than 1.
So that means 2 has to be bigger than 3. Yeah. 2 is bigger, 1 is bigger than 3 because it's the outside angle. And 1 and 2 are the same, so that means 2 has to be bigger than 3. That's all that's saying. Okay, let me see. I don't like their other one that they did. It's set up and looks a little bit more confusing. I don't know. Okay. I think y'all, all we're using for that, here's some. Here's some kind of like it. Why is angle 1 bigger than angle 2? Okay, angle 1 is an outside angle. Does everybody see that? What angles is it bigger than? 1 is bigger than what 2 angles in there? 3 and 4. 1 is bigger than 3, and angle 1 is bigger than angle 4. I should put angles. It's kind of confusing that with all those little symbols. Okay, what do you know about 2 and 3? They're vertical angles, so they're equal. So if 1 is bigger than 3, then 1 is also bigger than 2, because these are the same. Does that make sense? Same thing I just said a minute ago. It's the same problem. Basically, just a different picture. But that's why. Because those are vertical angles, 1 is bigger than 3, so 1 is bigger than 2. All right, let's look at, do I want to do this one? Well, 1 is bigger than angle 2 just because it's an exterior angle. Because 2 is right here. If we only look at this triangle, 1 is bigger than 2 just because it's the exterior angle. That's all that one is. And I won't do that one.
Yes, Amanda.
Yes.
What was answer number 6?
So, do you understand that 1 is bigger than 3 and 1 is bigger than 4? Because it's the outside angle. Well, what do you know about angles 2 and 3?
Equal.
They're vertical angles, so they're equal. If 1 is bigger than 3, and those two are equal, then 1 has to be bigger than 2. That's what that's all I'm trying to show. Okay, this is just the more of the thinking type questions. Now I think we're about to dive into actual numbers. Okay? It's just kind of understanding that concept. Does anybody happen to know number 8? Would anybody know the reasoning on number 8? This is reasoning skills. Look, this goes way back. This is a transversal. Those are parallel lines. Oops, cut by that. 2 and 4 are alternate interior angles. So what do I know about angle 2 and angle 4? They're equal. is 1 bigger than 4? And since they're equal, 1 is also bigger than 2. It's just the whole concept of figuring out what's equal, and I know that the exterior angle is bigger. Okay, a new concept for today. You'll like this one better. New concept all the way back over here. All right, this. The angle of a triangle has everything to do with the side that is across from it. Okay? So, does everybody see that this is the biggest angle in that triangle? If you just look at it, that's the biggest angle. What do you notice about the side across from it? It's the biggest side. The smallest angle is going to be across from the what? Smallest side. Does that make sense? The angle deals with the side that's across from it. Okay? I'm about to explain what they're saying, but first I want you to understand that. If I have this angle right here, okay, see how big this angle is? Well, this is the longest side then. This side and this angle, that's the biggest angle, that's the longest side. Okay? If this was the shortest angle, well, this is the smallest angle, that would be the shortest side or whatever. They go together. So what this says right here, if XZ is bigger than XY, then Y is bigger than Z. Then that it kind of shows what angles are bigger. Okay? So if XZ, if I'm showing the red, is bigger than the purple, then the red angle is bigger than the purple. That's all it means. Does everybody understand that? If the red side is bigger than the purple side, then the red angle is bigger than the purple angle. That's all that means. Do we understand that? It's just the biggest side goes with the biggest angle. That's all it means. Okay, are you kind of getting this maybe? We'll get into some numbers. I think colors may be easier than all these letters. So, let's look at this right here. All right, they give us this little picture and it says, okay, you have a town park and it's shaped like a triangle, and there's a landscaper that wants to place a bench at the corner with the largest angle. Okay, what two streets meet up at what angle? What's the largest angle is what I'm looking for. Well, what's the largest side, everybody? What is it? Yeah, Hollingsworth Road. This right here, 175 is the biggest number up there, right? What angle goes with that? This one right here. That's all you're looking for. So they need to set up their little park bench at that corner right here. That's the corner of what two streets? Valley Road and MLK Boulevard. Does everybody understand that? You're just trying to find what's the biggest angle. It said that. What's the biggest angle? That right there. Valley Road and MLK Boulevard. That's going to be where you need to set the park bench up. Okay? Do we understand? Yeah? Okay, let me see if I have another picture or another one. Let's see this one. I think right here. Okay. List the angles of the triangle from smallest to largest. So look at number 9. What angle is the smallest? What number is the smallest? 2.7 is the smallest. What angle does that go with? Angle M. Does everybody understand that it goes with the angle that's across from it? What's my next number that's the smallest? 4.3. That goes with L. Think of shining a light. Like, where am I shining the light from to get to 4.3? I'm shining that light from L. Okay? Then what's the biggest It's the 5.8, which goes with angle K. Are we kind of getting this yet now that we're getting in with some numbers? Okay, this one, it says list the angles from the smallest to the largest. So what's the smallest angle? This one's kind of confusing because I don't really have a lot of numbers. Now, does everybody agree that that's going to be the biggest angle? 105? Because it only adds up to 180. Nothing's going to be bigger than 105. So angle E is going to be my last one. I got to find which one's smaller, C or D. Yeah, X is smaller than 3X. Isn't 1X smaller than 3 of them? Yeah. So my smallest one is D. Then C, then E. That one was kind of confusing because they didn't really give me many numbers. Okay, if this one is 90, can any other angle be bigger than that in a triangle? No, because they're going to add up to 180. So these two angles would split up from 90. So J is my biggest. So let me find my smallest. All right, I've got J. That's the biggest. So what's the smallest one? H goes with 6 and G goes with 4. What's the smallest one? G and then H. Remember the angle across. The angle and the line across from it go together. Think of shining that flashlight. Okay? Let's look at a few more.
What was the answer to that one?
This one, it was G, because it was 4. Then H, because it was 6. And then J is the longest, because it was across from the biggest angle, at 90. I might draw one of these out. See how they don't give you a picture on 12, 13, 14, or whatever? No, is that where I'm at? Yeah, there's. So we'll draw one. Okay? It says for number 12, triangle ABC. So let me draw that. Doesn't matter what's where. I'll follow. I'll go A, B, C. What's the first thing it tells me? AB is 8. So from A to B, that's 8. The next thing says from B to C is 5. Well, my picture doesn't look right, but it doesn't matter. I didn't know. Okay, and then CA is 7. So what's the smallest angle? A. A goes with 5. And then what's the next smallest angle? B goes with 7. And then what? C goes with 8. Are we understanding this? Yeah, just all you're learning is the angle and the side across from it go together. Okay, let me see what we have next. I think we have 2 days on this lesson, so I don't want to get too far ahead. Okay, let me see what I have. Okay, that we have to draw a picture. Okay, I have a little bit more. Everybody's good with these so far? I think so. All right, let me see. This one right here. Oops, y'all can probably already see it. It says, now we're looking for the sides, putting the sides in order, not the angles. So they give me 2 angles. How do you find the third angle? I need all 3 of them. I need to know what's the biggest and what's the smallest. So how do you find the other angle that's missing? They all add up to 180. So I would just subtract those from 180. And can anybody do that? What is 180 minus 62 minus 58? Is it 50? $60. Okay. I trust your calculator way better than I would trust that. Okay, so there we go. What is the shortest side? We're going from shortest to longest. What's the smallest angle? 58. So what's the side that goes with it? TV. Does everybody agree with that? It's TV. That's that side. Okay, what's the next smallest angle? 60. So what side goes with 60? UV. TV. And then what's the next side? The longest one would go with the 62, and that's UT. Or TU. It doesn't matter what letter you put first. Does everybody understand that? So that's the sides from smallest to biggest. Okay, I've done those. I need to do a word problem here in a second. I should be about done. Okay, that's tomorrow's stuff. So let me make sure I've gone over, that's tomorrow's. Because you have somewhere you just need to draw a picture. Let me help you draw this out. On number 3 for a second. Okay, you have security cameras that are mounted at the corners of a triangle parking lot. So what are you going to draw? A triangle, right? Y'all, I can't figure this out without drawing a picture. If I can't figure this out, and I teach this every year, and this is my 8th year to teach it, and if you don't draw a picture, I'm marking it wrong, okay? And if you come ask me for help and you don't have a picture, I'm not helping you on these. You must draw pictures. Okay, so if I would just draw a triangle parking lot, there we go. It says camera 1 is 154 feet from camera 2. So how about I put camera 1 here and camera 2 here? Is everybody good with that? How far apart are they? 154 feet. Isn't that what it said? Yes. Then I'm going to keep reading. Which was 109 feet from camera 3. So camera 2, let me make sure. Camera 1 was 154 feet from camera 2. Camera 2 was 109 feet from camera 3. How far apart are 1 and 3? 134. And then you got to figure that out the question. Does everybody understand how to draw this? Yes? Y'all agree with that? All right, then I have one more I want to go over with y'all. Draw a picture. Just read it, okay? Let me see. I'm not finishing that one for you. Just want to help you draw. Let me look at this one because it looks confusing. Number 5. Sorry, not that one. It's number 5. Do I have y'all do number 5 or is it on there? I guess I do. This one, let me just try it. Okay, I'm going to draw A, B, and C. A, B, C, and it says angle A is 14x minus 3. Angle B is 3x minus 14. And angle C is 32 minus 2x. List the sides. Oh, this one is a tough one. Okay. What do you know about those angles? Do you know the size of those angles right now? I can't tell you what's smallest and what's biggest. But what do I know about those 3 angles? What do they add to 180? That's correct. So can I figure them out? I can. Wouldn't I add angle A plus angle B plus angle C, and it would equal 180. Any questions on where I got that? I drew my picture because I didn't even know where to start. I was like, well, let me just draw my picture. And then it told me those three angles. Still not enough information. But what do I know about angles? All three of them are going to add to 180. Can you simplify this? Like, what can I add with 14x? How about a 3x and then a minus 2x? What's that going to be? 14 plus 3 minus 2. 15x, I believe. Then what do I do with a negative 3, a negative 14, and a 32? I would add those together. What is that going to be?
15.
What is it?
15.
15? That sounds right. How do you solve?
Subtract 15.
Subtract 15. So I get 15x equals 165. Then what? How do I finish off? Divide by 15. And what does x equal? Thank you, because I did not know that. X is 11. Now what can you do to find each angle? Very good. Plug it in. Plug in. What is 14 times 11 minus 3? I'll plug these in. I'll switch colors too. Okay. 14 times 11 minus 3. This one, whoa. Did y'all get 151? Okay. 3 times 11 minus 14, 19. That's a tiny angle. 32 minus 14, and 10. Does everybody get that? Y'all, what is the shortest side?
B or C.
C is an angle. So C is the smallest angle, but what's the shortest side?
B and C.
Okay,
Wait. No.
C is the smallest angle, correct everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Does everybody agree with that? What side is across from C? BA or AB. The side uses two letters. If you say C, you've given me an angle and I'm going to mark that wrong. And then if you pick CB, well, that's that side. That side's not the smallest. That's actually the longest side. Don't go by my picture. C goes with AB. What's the next longest? I mean, the next shortest or whatever.
AC.
AC, very good. And then what is the longest? BC. Does everybody kind of get that one? Yes? Maybe? That's the hardest one on your paper. And you must have that written down in order to get that right. Okay? All right, let me get your paper to you. I think that's everything.